Prince Andrew didn't just fall from grace. He got erased like a bad line in the palace ledger. And tonight, the man once born to privilege looks like a footnote the crown can't wait to forget. In the next few minutes, you'll see exactly how King Charles is dismantling Andrew's royal life piece by piece, why Prince Edward is the quiet executioner of this cleanup, what Princess Beatrice's new role really signals, and how mounting pressure from U.S. lawmakers could force revelations the palace dreads. Here's the play. St. James's Palace. A carefully staged announcement. Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh, is the new royal patron of Outward Bound, the rugged youth charity tied to Prince Philip since 1953. Standing beside him, not Andrew, is Princess Beatrice, Andrew's own daughter, stepping in as deputy patron. Read the symbolism. The dependable brother inherits the legacy. The daughter preserves the connection. The disgraced father disappears from the frame. Outward Bound isn't just another ribbon cutting. It's Philip's ethos in an institution: resilience, grit, character. To award it to Edward is to anchor the family's future in its safest hands. To pair him with Beatrice is to keep the York line present without letting Andrew anywhere near the podium. Beatrice's track record backs it up. 6 years of real involvement, trustee work, speeches honoring her grandfather, and events that actually raised the charity's profile. This isn't window dressing. It's a deliberate transfer of credibility, and yet behind the polished smiles, the human cost is showing. Hours before that palace moment, Beatrice and Eugenie were seen holding each other in Mayfair, an embrace that looked less like a photo op and more like two daughters bracing against a storm. Because that's what this is, a total unspooling of their father's public life. Not a pause, not a quiet timeout, an erasure. The broader strategy is blunt. Titles withdrawn from public use, styles shelved, patronages reassigned, and the slow push out of Royal Lodge, the Windsor home that once broadcast rank and permanence. Royal Lodge isn't just a house, it's status on a driveway. Losing it sends one message: there is no seat for Andrew at this table, not in the working monarchy and not in the shadow of it. And while the palace tidies the family portrait, pressure builds across the Atlantic. U.S. lawmakers, no longer content with polite requests, have set deadlines and sharpened their language regarding Andrew's testimony in the Epstein investigation. The calculation is brutal. Silence now reads like guilt. Cooperation risks detonating fresh headlines and dragging new names into the open. Either path is perilous for Andrew, for the palace, and for any institution that has tried to keep this contained. Public opinion has split along a hard seam. One camp says this is the necessary surgery, decisive, overdue, and proof that the monarchy values its survival over sentimentality. They point to the catastrophic interview, the civil settlement, the associations no one can explain away. The other camp asks whether the punishment has outpaced process. No criminal charges, a civil case settled without admission, wondering if the crown is setting a precedent that accusation alone can exile a royal forever. Meanwhile, the sisters are left to walk a tightrope, loyal daughters in private, credible public figures in a family that just slammed the door on their father. This is the monarchy's cold logic laid bare. Blood ties, childhood memories, decades of shared history, none of it outranks institutional survival. Charles isn't merely managing a scandal, he's making an example. By elevating Edward, he defines the new standard: steady, quiet, scandal-proof service. By sidelining Andrew, he draws a bright line: cross it, and you don't come back. Prince Philip's shadow hangs over all of this. For 66 years, he carried Outward Bound's banner because he believed character is forged under pressure. Handing that standard to Edward is continuity, keeping Beatrice involved is compassion. Cutting Andrew out of it entirely is the message. Legacy is earned and safeguarded, never leveraged to launder reputations. So where does this go next? Watch the deadlines from Washington. If Andrew speaks, the story changes. If he refuses, the pressure intensifies. Watch Beatrice and Eugenie, how they maintain their public footing while the family redraws the map around them. And watch Edward, the monarchy's metronome, because his expanding portfolio is the clearest sign of how Charles intends to outlast this era. Fewer risks, tighter control, spotless optics. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's public chapter is, for all practical purposes, closed. The patronages are gone. The doors are shut. The house is next. What remains is fallout, legal, diplomatic, and personal, and a single, uncomfortable truth. In this family, love is optional. Survival is policy.